South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Jeannie D.
Welcome, it's lovely to have you. I'm Bonnie Booley. Welcome back, Jeannie.
I feel like I haven't been here forever, but I had the most amazing
I saw you taking pictures at the stadium.
I know. Well, it started off with Pharrell.
Yeah.
So Pharrell Williams, Florence and the Machine, Seal, and a Springbok rugby win in like 4 days.
Oh, I can't.
It's been an amazing couple of days, but
hard
very
life,
good to be back.
Life,
I know. It feels so.
Where is me? Do it. Today on the show, we're talking entrepreneurship and business, specifically where women are concerned.
Oh, we have some of the most incredible women ever in our loft today, starting off with one of my personal favorites. This woman is a businesswoman, an activist, a glamazon. She's just one of the nicest people we've ever met. She's Gerry Elsdon, and she's here to chat to us about her activism, about her business, and just about life in general, as well as being a judge at the inaugural Women of the Future Awards.
Yeah, and we also speak to 2 winners of the Women of the Future Awards about their journey with entrepreneurship and their inspiring walk through business.
Let's hope after today we're going to be inspired women that are going to go forth and conquer in business.
Of course.
But first, let's go forth and conquer to the kitchen with Danilo.
Indeed, I feel like I'm the only guy in the loft today. It is actually really exciting for me. Welcome to the Afternoon Express viewers. My name is Danilo Acquisto, and today in the kitchen we're going organic and we're going free range. Joining us as our guest chef today, Mbali Ngidi. Now, Mbali, I'm not even going to try and describe all the ingredients that we're using in this dish that you're making. What is it?
So we're going to be making a chicken, maple sausage, fennel and sweet potato skillet.
A skillet. Now, I've never heard of a skillet, so if you haven't either, you're going to have to stay tuned to the show today. Later on, we're also going to be making some delicious sticky barbecue ribs, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that and find the recipe on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. The shopping list is also available for you over there. If you want to interact with us live on air, 083-913-3728 is the number you can dial. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and you guys can interact with us during the show between now and 5 o'clock. In the meantime, though, Bonnie is standing by on the couch with our first guest.
Born in the historical District 6 suburb of Cape Town and having her family forcefully removed to Mitchell's Plain in the 80s, she's no stranger to the liberation struggle. Best known as a TV and radio presenter, she also has a successful career in business, as well as being an international humanitarian and activist. Joining us on the couch is the gorgeous Gerry Elsdon. Welcome, darling.
You guys just mutilate that poor man's name as often as you can.
Okay, please say it for us.
It's Elsdon, and I always say
that's so simple.
Black names are so hard to pronounce, but you always get the poor man's name.
Simple. That's simple. I thought it was ES. But before we begin, please can you tell us where you keep this elixir of being ever young, or this fountain of youth that you drink from?
Fountain of youth, if I kept sharing with you all. But you know what, Bonnie, I can, having had to give it some thought, because I'm asked so often, I'd really just made decisions in my life early that have stood me the test of time. And that was to live healthily, to live godly, and to live for me. And not to constantly try and satisfy everyone else.
Now, let's go back to the early days, your childhood. You grew up in District 6 during the height of apartheid, and it was quite a tumultuous time. What do you remember from those days?
Oh, playing in what we used to call the oval, which was really an oval. It was an oval-shaped playground surrounded by the blocks of flats that we lived in Bloemhof Flats, which is on Constitution Street, just up the road here.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, I was born in the maternity hospital, Peninsula Maternity Hospital, which was just on the other side of our home. And that's what we did. That was the most fun thing, to sit in your block of flats. Maybe we lived on the 3rd floor, 161 Bloemhof Flats, and being able to look down and watch children play. And I hope it's okay for me to say that it was a time and a place where children played, mothers worked, gangsters roamed, and it just seemed normal. It seemed as though that was life for us. But knowing that I was safe in what others perhaps perceived as dangerous was my memory. It's a memory for me.
That's incredible. And then fast forward to you moving to Johannesburg, and in your first hour, you meet the great Nelson Mandela.
I do.
Where? How?
So I get off the Greyhound bus at Park Station, and I cross in a taxi over to Munich House, which was Sauer Street. And I walk into Munich House and I catch a lift that's coming from the basement. And Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela are in the lift with me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. 13 hours on a Greyhound bus, 17 and a half years old, with all my lively possessions.
That is incredible.
And trying to find my
What did you
sister.
say? Did you say something?
I didn't say
Did
a
you
word.
freeze?
I
You just froze.
I just stood there.
Wow.
And he said, "Hello, young lady. Where are you off to?" And I said, "I'm here to visit my sister." And I gave her name, and he said, "Oh, she has that beautiful boy. Kiss Wandile for me when you." And I just, I could have gone through some really embarrassing physical things in the lift right there.
That's incredible.
But yeah, he had a wonderful memory. He was a sweet man. And when people asked me later, even now in life, what do you remember most of the moment? I say, he had the softest hands.
Wow.
He had just come off Robben Island, and that's all I could remember, was that he was this imposing figure with the softest hands.
That's beautiful. I mean, did you see that as an omen? Or a harbinger of what was to come for you in that city?
If that was not the beginning of the greatest
incredible.
destiny for a young woman from District 6 and Mitchell's Plain, then what is?
Yeah. Many people know you from television, but they also don't know
Yes.
that business is your first love and a passion of yours.
Well, actually, my first love would be my work in community.
Wow.
But, you know, throughout my celebrity career, and you'll know, the camera should be on her when I say this.
When you say this,
you know that celebrity in South Africa doesn't pay the bills.
Right.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And so you've always had to be diverse. You've always had to diversify. And I found some real passions, one being fashion, but communications, PR, and so on. Things
you
that
also
I
worked
really enjoyed.
in Thabo Mbeki's office.
I worked in Thabo Mbeki's office, and that was interesting because I actually worked in his office before government. So when we were just the ANC and you know, trying to liberate the country, I was scouted by a show for the SABC, and I had to go to the then Secretary General's office, who was Cyril Ramaphosa, and I had to say, "Sir, I've been given this opportunity in television," which was, of course, so opposed to trying to liberate a country.
Right. Or not.
Or not. Well, can I do this?
Can I do it?
And he said to me that I'm probably more likely to be successful there than I am in politics, which, interestingly enough, inevitably is kind of true because I'm a social activist. I work for people. Shouldn't have said that. But what I do is I take care of the needs of people at the most basic level. I feel innately.
Well, isn't that
for
what
people.
makes a good politician?
Oh, not when you get involved. Not when you get
should?
into the bureaucracy. That's an entirely new conversation.
Okay.
Because one can get bogged down with bureaucracy, and I think every politician will say, many politicians will say, I went in with the greatest and the best of intention, but I got bogged down by what is universally called bureaucracy.
Of course.
And it happens everywhere in the world. It's not just South Africa. And I think that's what happens. And so the opportunity for me to be a great communicator on television, but still to be able to give back to society, these are two things that have seen me through.
That's awesome. But we're not done. We're going to pause for now. We'll be back on the couch chatting more to you. Thank you so much. After the break, Danilo gets cooking in the kitchen, and we're back on the couch with Gerry, as she said. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away.
Any occasion, anytime. Nobody makes better tea than you and 5 Roses.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express South Africa. So in the kitchen today, we're going to be cooking something organic and something free range with our guest chef, y2mate. So Mbali, you've got something very interesting going on in this bowl, and I need to know what it is.
Sure, this is the chicken sausage that we squeezed out of the casing.
So you literally just took a whole bunch of chicken sausages and then like mushed it
out.
all out and into there. Okay.
Yes.
Why not just do it whole? Like in the skin?
No, because then you're just not going to get the same results.
The effects that we're talking about. Okay, cool. So how do we get started with this dish?
So what we're going to do is we're going to add fennel to your chicken, and then
Fennel seeds.
fennel seeds, yes, and some smoked paprika.
Oh, yum. Bit of spice in there.
A little spice.
You can put a bit more. You can
Okay.
put a bit more in there. Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're not gonna
Okay.
skimpy here.
No, no, no. This loft, we like heat.
Make it
Cool,
rain.
that's perfect.
There we go. And then some maple syrup, give it some sweetness.
Almost forgot. There's something going on here that I needed to ask you about. Because I remember you told me to help you while we were in the ad break. What must I do with this part while you're doing that?
Okay, so if you don't mind switching this on, and
Cool. She's on. And I'm just going to keep making sure that this gets cooked.
yeah.
Okay, cool. You can carry on.
and then some salt, and then some nice pepper. And we're just going to mix that all together.
What is in here, by the way? My side?
So that over there is organic sweet potato with fennel, thinly sliced fennel. What we did there, well, we I boiled the potato until it was nice and tender, and then we added the fennel to the potato.
So this is an onion. This is fennel.
That is fennel.
Oh, I see. So you've got the fennel seeds in the mix there, and you've got the actual fennel in
Yes.
here.
Lots of
Cool.
fennel.
So
up in
fennel's a
this.
nice flavour. It's fresh.
And
It's
then
almost ready for summer.
Yeah, and then we browned it,
Cool.
and then
Put it in a
it's
pan.
a nice color, yes. So then this is the mince, so it's nicely combined. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move that to the side.
Cool. So using the same pan.
Yeah, you're using the same
Now,
pan.
you mentioned the name of this dish at the end then. I honestly have already forgotten what it's called. It's
It's a maple chicken sausage, fennel, and sweet potato skillet.
skillet. Okay, so
Yes.
what makes it a skillet? What is a skillet?
It is the pan. It's
Oh, so this is a
cast
skillet.
iron
Oh,
pot,
okay, I
yes.
see. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So you're just making it in a pan.
Yeah, so you don't really have food that's called skillets.
Cool.
But
Well, like a filet, a skillet, you never know. You never know. Okay, cool. So you're just going to put this in here, so you're basically cooking the chicken.
yeah, we're just cooking the chicken
Cool. I'll help you with that. The heat's still on. There we go.
until that's nice and brown, and then we're going to combine everything together. And then we're going to make little spaces in between the sweet
final
potato.
mixture?
Yes, and then we're going to crack some eggs into it.
Okay. I see you've got a final sort of look at it over there.
Yes.
So that's kind of what it'll look like in the end.
This is how it's going to look in the end. So we're going to
Okay.
pop that in the oven for about 7 minutes on 180. And yeah,
And that gets it done.
Yeah,
So I'm
nicely
going to let this brown nicely. It smells amazing, by the way, because you can tell the sausage is almost smoked. So it's got like a nice smoky flavour to
like
it.
paprika.
It's a paprika that's also got the nice smoky
yeah.
smell. And you've got, obviously, the sweet potato in there also, which is nice, rich, it's dense. It's full of flavour. So this is really, really cool. If you guys want to download this recipe, it's something different. It's something that I've never tried before. You can go and find it on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and you can cook along with us. Otherwise, just download it and do it over the weekend, because one of these nice recipes that's wholesome, it's full, and it's really, really yummy. So I'm not actually going to finish this now because you've got one done, but I'll finish this, and in the meantime, Jeannie's standing by on the couch.
It's Bonnie, thanks Danilo. We're on the couch with media personality and social activist Gerry Elsdon. I got it right this time. Hello. Okay, so you've just climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
I have,
Okay,
yes.
why?
Because there are much too many girls in our country, Bonnie, who go through their entire academic educations missing school because they don't have access to sanitary towels. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's absurd, yeah.
It
It's
impacts
unthinkable.
their dignity. It impacts their femininity. It
And their
impacts
mobility.
it impacts how they perceive themselves.
Wow.
They're wounded for 50 to 60 days a year. They don't get to go anywhere or
They
do
see it as
anything.
debilitating, such a simple, natural process. Yeah.
And it is natural. They
Yeah,
didn't do this to
yeah,
themselves. This is
yeah.
something that comes with becoming a woman.
Wow.
Something we should be celebrating, but in fact, what we're doing is we're putting them in a position where it brings them discomfort and embarrassment.
And shame, yes.
So, and shame. And so my motto for climbing was, I take every step up Kilimanjaro Kilimanjaro so a girl wouldn't have to step into the darkness and hide her dignity. And so that's why I and 36 others donned some hiking boots, which was a challenge for me. I rarely wear flat shoes or big bulky shoes. And we chose to climb Kilimanjaro. It's the 4th year going. It's a program called Caring for Girls with a Nelson Mandela Foundation. And I've been exceptionally proud to be part of this.
That's incredible.
Yes.
You've also taken great strides and done great work with TB, around TB awareness. Tell us about some of that work.
In fact, it's probably one of the things that drove me to realizing that being a social activist is truly what I'm called for. In a sense that
And you feel like you're in your purpose.
Oh, goodness, I am. This is... just like
amazing. That resonates. I can feel it.
So I found out that I had tuberculosis in my womb. And it was so unknown. I mean, the fertility clinics that discovered it said, you know, the doctor said it's the first case he'd ever seen, and it was just surprising to everyone. And I went on to traditional TB treatment. But during that time, I soon discovered that people with tuberculosis were actually ostracized and stigmatized, and I couldn't understand why. I mean, this thing happened to me. Again, this is not something I brought upon myself. And coming out of that experience, I realized that I was perfectly positioned to give a voice to people living with tuberculosis. And, you know, people say things to me like, but aren't you cured now? Do you still have to talk about this thing? And they say it as though I'm shaming myself. So you're the reason I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And it was one of our wonderful local magazines that put me on their covers. And the little blurb on the cover said, Gerry, the bubbly face of TB. And it was awesome because it was this healthy, vivacious cover. And that's what it said. It said, good health to people living with tuberculosis.
Amazing.
And it's been almost 15 years of activism.
Yes.
Being an activist in tuberculosis in that arena has taken me all over the world. I've spoken on podiums at the United Nations in New York, all the way to Geneva, and being able to stand up for women, and particularly for those who are silenced because of some of the ills that have come upon them. Makes me very proud.
That's incredible, Gerry. Tell us about Women of the Future.
Yes. So this is an awesome project, and I'm not just saying that because they involved me. What happened with the project was that I was asked to be a judge and to get involved by Fair Lady magazine, and what grasped me first was the selection of judges that they put together. This wasn't some superficial paying homage to people. I mean, you know, here I was with Thuli Madonsela and Miss Lagrange herself, and just people of such substance that I knew that this was going to be something unique and special. That we weren't just going, it wasn't just Women's Month in which we were going to say, oh, you ran a business.
Let's put together another event,
because that has happened over the years. No, they were saying that the likes of the public prosecutor and someone who stood hand in hand with Nelson Mandela were now going to get, and for me to be on that panel was an honor. And that was what gave it the kudos that as the beginning. And then we went through the profiles.
And you were floored.
And I had to call my entire family to the computer, and I had to say, okay, we're all going to go through these profiles because this is one of the hardest competitions I've ever had to judge. We were looking at their overheads, we were looking at what they were making, how they were running their business, but most importantly, it was what impact this business would have on our greater society in terms of creating jobs and sustainability and retaining a reputation as a South African business. And that just it tickled all the right parts of me.
Absolutely amazing. We'll be chatting more about Women in the Future Awards, and also we've got 2 Women of the Future Award winners in the loft with us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more on that. Thank you so much, Gerry.
Thank you.
After the break, it's the last installment of our Go Green Sustainability series, and we chat to the winner of the Women of the Future Awards. We'll be right back.
Willies and I collaborating to raise 100 million rand through the My School program. Are you with us?
Welcome back to Afternoon Express South Africa. So it's time for us to go green. And before we get started, it's time to announce the winner of last week's Go Green SMS competition. A very big congratulations to Margie Weller from Springs. You've won yourself that 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card. Make sure you spend it wisely. Now, a few weeks ago, we touched on landfills and what damage they can cause to our environment. Today, we're taking a deeper look at some of the innovative solutions to this problem. Joining us in the loft is the Managing Director of y2mate, a company whose main goal is to remove the need for dump sites and create a healthier and more green future for us all by recycling waste materials into useful products. A very warm welcome to Chris White. Now, Chris, obviously last time we spoke about landfills, there was a lot of confusion around what exactly a landfill is and why there's such a crisis in our country. So just a quick recap of what a landfill is and what is the crisis that we're facing.
Well, I think what we talked about the last one was the issue of our diminishing landfills, the NIMBY issue, not in my backyard, the problems of leachates, the problems of environmental issues. What we do is we tackle it from a very different perspective. We look at it as an opportunity for social upliftment, we look at it as an opportunity for green economic development and growth. And the fact that we are spending billions of rands every year putting billions of rands of resources into a hole in the ground just makes absolutely no sense.
You guys have come up with an innovative solution to that. So what does y2mate do?
Well, basically, we are mandated to look at key elements of what we call the waste beneficiation chain, which is looking at the elements of waste and how we add value to that to maximize its economic opportunities. So we look at all elements of the waste chain, right through from organics, soil and builder's rubble, as you saw from our blocks in the last program, right through to electronic waste and plastics and tires and even sewage sludge. There's no such thing as waste.
True. So what does this mean for the regular Joe who's sitting at home and thinking, I don't know anything about beneficiation and waste management and landfills, etc. What does this mean for the person sitting at home?
I think it's a case of the person sitting at home needs to get an understanding that there is a bigger world out there. There are bigger opportunities in terms of what can be done with waste. There is no such thing as waste. We've just got a singular mindset in that we're trying to, once it's in that black bag, as was been said before, it's somebody else's problem. We need to look at the opportunity that things can come out of that. Even if it's not, if it's not a product, it might just be energy. It could be a whole host of different components that come out of that that can make your own lifestyle more sustainable and your own carbon footprint lesser.
Sure. So the idea is to recycle is basically what we're trying to say. So make sure you're splitting up your goods and using and knowing a lot about what you guys are doing as y2mate, and to make sure we're using products that you guys have created, which kind of closes that cycle.
Well, it's understanding not only that they have a role to play in terms of making sure that waste is properly separated and taken to processing facilities, but it's also to become aware that they need to become conscious in terms of bringing on green products, looking at products that have a high recyclability content, that they are sustainable in themselves. And a lot of these products are actually cheaper, stronger and better than some of the virgin materials that we're buying off the shelves.
Yeah, I'm sure. So you've brought some of these products that you guys make from all the recycled material. Let's talk through some of these.
Well, if you look at something like this, for example, that you would say is a guttering elbow job.
Pipe.
Yes, it's actually made from an old computer monitor screen.
Oh, really?
So that has actually been ground down from an old computer monitor. We've taken that plastic, which was before being thrown away to landfill sites, and we're producing a higher value product out of it.
As durable?
As durable. It's got all the compliance requirements that are needed, but it's something that is now of a much lesser cost than using a virgin material and a far lower carbon footprint.
Sure.
So even if you look at something like this, which one would think looks and feels...
to play marbles against those.
Yeah, it looks like wood. It's actually made out of milk bottles.
Oh, milk bottles? So this isn't wood?
No. It looks like wood, but it's actually made out of high-density polyethylene.
Wow, okay. And it's as durable...
Well, more durable. Ants don't eat it. It doesn't rot, doesn't crack, doesn't split, doesn't warp. It lasts forever.
So it's kind of like the similar example of what this is. These are made of the same things. This one's just cured.
No, there's no curing. This is basically sort of the lower version of that. That's a greater sort of beneficiated version of the same sort of thing. So there's many different ways you can take it through the value chain.
I see.
So even if you look at glass, for example, we often think of glass recycling as a small opportunity. But
make more bottles out of bottles.
Well, make more bottles out of bottles. But there's so much more that you can do with it.
Really?
We're looking at opportunities at the moment, just in KZN, that could potentially create another 3,000 to 4,000 jobs over the next couple of years. Wow. And that really is looking at everything from sandblasting grit to water filtration medium to an aggregate to something like this, which is your countertops, which are really pretty.
It's awesome. I think for my beach house one day in Maui, I'm definitely going to put that in the inside of my house.
Absolutely.
Those are cool tiles.
So we've got to look at all the different avenues and opportunities of adding value to waste. And a lot of that is about local beneficiation, creating local opportunities using local resources and creating local markets. So we're trying to encourage people to look at it not only from the home perspective, but also look at it from the corporate perspective and say, well, what can we do in terms of our own corporate waste profile? How can we make a better opportunity? And we do that. We help corporates in terms of looking at the waste streams. So we can reduce the cost off the bottom line, but then also look at opportunities of trying to structure that around enterprise development, supplier development, which also helps with their BE's codes and compliances. So there's many ways of looking at it, but what we try and do as an organization, as Use It, is what we always look at the win-win-win situation. So everybody wins throughout the entire
The
value
environment
chain.
wins, you win as the person buying the products, and who's the third party? Who's the other win? The seller?
Well, if you look at the other parties, I mean, if we look at the corporate sector or the private sector, the corporate sector is winning out of becoming more sustainable, greening their brand, truly greening their brand. There's a lot of greenwashing that goes on out there. So we want to look at real greening stuff. But also the government agencies, it's about creating that enabling environment. We've had the help of the y2mate municipality and we've created over 2,500 jobs already in the last 6 years. And we've got plans to just expand beyond that.
So economy wins.
And there are massive opportunities. If you look at waste, it's not just the direct jobs. It's the indirect jobs, the induced jobs, the informal jobs. And all the benefits that come from them.
Chris, thank you so much for all the good work that you guys are doing to save our environment. I'm glad somebody is doing it. And if you guys want more information about Use It, then be sure to head to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. All the details are there for you. And it's time now for our Go Green SMS competition, where you stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card. Now, this question for this week is, which of the following waste can be recycled into useful products? Is it A, medical waste, B, glass, or C, chewing gum? SMS the keyword Go Green, your name, city, and answer A, B, or C to 33728. SMSs cost R1.50. You can find all the T's and C's on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Here's another look at our ultimate grand prize. The Afternoon Express team is going green. Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. until September as we bring you the most innovative trends in sustainable fashion, food, decor and design, as well as handy tips to help you reduce your carbon footprint.
Answer our Go Green question every Tuesday and stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card every week.
Plus, simply by entering, you also go into the big draw for the ultimate grand prize worth over R500,000.
Including a dream sustainable kitchen makeover from Cordev, fitted with Bosch appliances with 300,000 Rand. Also, up to 250,000 Rand worth of home upgrades so you can live off the grid. Plus, food and homeware from Woolworths valued at 75,000 Rand. And a 25,000 Rand towards a school of your choice with My School.
So, go big, go green with Afternoon Express every Tuesday at 4 p.m. to win these amazing prizes.
Now, after scouring the country in search of the top and most deserving female entrepreneurs, August saw the announcement of the winners for the inaugural Women of the Future Awards. Joining us on the couch is y2mate, the Managing Director of AfriLink Healthcare, who was awarded the Women of the Future title 2015. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me on the show.
My absolute pleasure. Now, what an amazing title, I suppose, and what an amazing award to have won. How did you feel the minute you were told you are the winner?
I was extremely humbled. I was proud not only for myself, but also for the staff members that I've had and the people that have supported me. I felt very proud of myself because as a young girl coming from the township, defining the circumstances and the limitations that I had, but I still had a dream, and I still had a dream that I wanted to pursue. And I knew that my 7 years had not all been to waste.
Exactly.
I felt very proud.
Now, I think a lot of people hear these amazing, inspiring stories, but sometimes if you take yourself back to a young girl in the township, sometimes you can hear all these amazing stories and sometimes you think, it's not for me. What is it that separates you from every other girl that maybe doesn't achieve?
I think I always knew from a young age that I don't want those limitations limiting my capability of making it in life.
Yeah.
And I had a vision. I had a vision of this successful woman empowering people, making a social impact. And no matter what I came across, even when I said when I had circumstances where I had no money, I had no resources, I had a vision. And the vision was so well defined that no matter what time, I mean, it took me 7 years. I've been working at this for the last 7 years. But I knew that one day, somebody will say, you're on the right track. Exactly. And I will touch the people that I want to touch in my industry.
Okay, so tell us about your business. I'm dying to hear about what you do.
Okay. By profession, I'm a pharmacist. I qualified in the year 2000. So I've been in the medical industry for the past 14 years. But in 2008, I decided, you know what, I want to go back and actually make a difference in my community. I started AfriLink Healthcare, and our vision is very simple. It's to transform workplace, township, and rural healthcare. We have developed strategies and mediums in terms of how we're going to actually transform those sectors. I saw it as a need because health, I think life is around it. It's all about health.
Exactly.
So that is the area that we want to focus on.
Absolutely. And I think Gerry was saying earlier, you know, you were with such an amazing panel of judges.
Yeah.
So for you to have been judged by Thuli Maransela, Zelda Lagrange, Gerry Elsdon, I mean, you're in good company. I think they did a mentorship program with all of the winners as well.
Yes, they did.
Who was the most inspiring for you?
I think all of them.
Yeah.
It was a very intimidating panel, but I think what I got from all of them is that they didn't allow anyone to take away their power.
Exactly.
And they're so grounded in whatever that they're doing that from each of them I was like, they are so grounded. I took a piece of each of them and actually deposited it in myself to make it work for me.
You are an amazing woman, and I'm not just talking about those stunning shoes. We'll get to that later. But congratulations, really. What a remarkable woman.
Thank you.
Oh, well done, well done. Now, after the break, we share our footsie tip of the day after looking at those stunning shoes. And Delino makes us some sticky pork ribs. We'll be right back.
Fresh Pack. Goodness comes naturally.
Welcome back. Great to have you back with us here on Afternoon Express on SABC3. Now, thanks to our daily footsie tips here on Afternoon Express, the hashtag footsie trend is on the rise. And with the sun out, we've been spotting you ladies getting all sorts of creative with your colorful petties and summer sandals. It's only a few months before we hit the beach. So today we're sharing a few tricks that can dial up your foot game and when you're going barefoot in a bikini.
The laid-back beach season doesn't mean you need to look any less glamorous. Here are our top summer trends to keep your feet looking flawless from beach to bar. Gold and silver foil tattoos add instant shimmer to your feet. Apply along the upper foot or around the ankles for the glamazon look all the celebs are wearing this season. Fine jewelry worn on the feet can look super sexy. Opt for a toe ring or an ankle chain for a subtle look, or go all out with a full foot embellishment for exotic appeal. Glitter nail polish is a quick fix and easy glam for those not into foot jewelry. This season, glitter has a chunky textured look, so repeat application with several coats until your nail sparkles. Sorry, foot art will get your naked feet noticed. But if you aren't brave enough to get a tattoo, you could opt for a painless temporary version, or even star-shaped glitter on your toes. All the glitter and gold in the world won't cover up dry, calloused heels, so buff away hard skin with a Shoal Velvet Smooth electronic foot file for perfectly smooth feet.
Wow, now you know how to glam up your feet this summer. Don't miss the chance to win the ultimate vacation for two to Reunion Island for a whole week. This is what you need to do. First, make sure your feet are ready for their moment in the spotlight with the Shell Velvet Smooth electronic foot file. Then snap a footsie, that's a selfie of your feet looking velvet smooth, and enter via Twitter or Facebook using the hashtags #footsie, #afternoon express. That island holiday that you've been dreaming of could be just one snap away. T's and C's apply, so please visit the Afternoon Express website for details.
From wild nature to clear blue lagoons, Reunion Island offers the traveller a unique adventure, exploring a diversity of landscapes and cultures in one exceptional environment. Classified as a World Heritage Site, Reunion Island's stunning landscape allows you to travel from a volcanic desert into a tropical forest, all in a day. Enjoying the harmony of the island, you can experience a variety of cultures and tastes, from Asian cuisine to Creole markets. Reunion is paradise found. To enter, take a snap of your feet looking velvet smooth and enter via Twitter or Facebook using the hashtags Footsie and Afternoon Express.
Shell Velvet Smooth electronic foot file. Perfectly smooth skin after one use.
Make sure you guys enter as soon as possible. So we're back in the kitchen in South Africa and we're making something delicious because, as you know, the World Cup is very much underway and the Boks are back in the game. So we want to be supporting them with a dish that is delicious. So today we're making some sticky barbecue pork ribs. And joining us in the kitchen is Kelly. Very cool to have you with us in the loft today, Kelly.
Kerry.
Kerry. Oh, Kerry, my bad. You see what happens when you don't read your R's from your L's. This is what happens. So, Kerry, what exactly are we making and how did you get your ribs to look like that, first of all?
So we're making sticky Asian ribs, and what we've done is we've parboiled the ribs for 45 minutes to an hour to get them nice and soft and tender first. And that's why they look, at this point, not so great. We're going to make them look good.
Well, let's make them look great. You can get going. What can I help you with?
Okay, if you can start just slicing the corn over there, just taking it off the cob.
Cool.
It's just been lightly char-grilled.
Sure, cool, amazing.
Okay. I'm going to get a bit of sesame oil into the pan. Nice smoking hot pan. Get the ribs going.
Okay, so you're also char grilling that ribs to give them a very nice smoky taste.
Just to get some smokiness going. Got some chili and garlic and ginger going into the pan.
That's where the Korean style comes from, the Asian style comes from. Like it.
And a bit of, we're going to add some, just as they get going like this, we're going to get the soy into the pan.
You know, I was once lambasted for, after eating sushi, I used to drink the soy sauce that was remaining. That's how much I love it.
And now, lots of sugar. Lots of muscovado.
So that's the muscovado. That one's got a very nice caramelly syrup into it. And it's unrefined, it's very thick, it's rich. Is that what gives it its sticky barbecue?
It's awesome. It gets so nice and sticky. The more it melts, the stickier it gets. And it's great. Tim Noakes doesn't like it, but I sure love it.
And it's got a very nice nutty flavour to it too. So that does add a very cool twist to this dish. Okay, I've got two. How many more do I need to do?
That's plenty. If you can just break it apart a bit with your fingers, like just so they can get all a bit.
I like you, Kerry. You just get in there, hey? All hands on deck.
Oh, yeah. Bit of lemon juice.
Oh, so you got some soy in there, you got some sugar in there. I see there's some sesame seeds that you got this side.
Yeah, they've already been lightly toasted, so I'm not going to add them quite just yet.
Okay. What is this going on to? Because we're making pork ribs. What is this for? Is this garnish?
That's just a bit of garnish.
Oh, I see. This is one thing about chefs I never understand. They spend so much time making the pretty things. I could just be eating the dish itself. Why am I doing this?
Oh, you've got to have a little bit of vegetable somewhere there.
Oh, it's pretend.
To compensate for all the sugar
vegetables
that we're using.
Yeah,
got to pretend.
How are we going to plate this?
We're going to put in that bowl over there.
Oh, is this your bowl here?
Yeah. These are almost ready. As you can see, they get quite sticky quite quickly because there's lots and lots of sugar in here.
So as the sugar almost caramelizes in the pan, so it sticks to the ribs, and that's that awesome
And you can add a little bit of water depending on what
consistency
you want, how sticky you want them to get.
Oh, I like them very sticky.
So we got them all going nicely here.
Cool.
And then we can let's put a few of these in. That can get some colour going. We won't put all of them in yet.
Okay, cool. This other ones we'll use for plating on the dish,
otherwise you can't see the yellow.
Cool. That's true. They just become like little brown nobules.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some spring onions. Some more sesame.
Amazing. This is one of those dishes you definitely want to keep at home because obviously during the World Cup you want some finger foods, snacky foods. Make sure you go find this recipe on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. There's also really, really yummy barbecue wings that you guys can also get from our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Shopping list, recipes, etc. And all the ingredients are available for you there. And it's such a nice dish, this, because everyone loves ribs. And I'm about to cough because there's chili in there. Hey?
Yep, there's always chili. But the great thing with this is you can alternate it with anything. You can put wings in here, you can put pork, you can put lamb, you can, depending on what you feel like it.
Anything you want sticky and yummy.
Chicken livers, fantastic.
Cool.
Put it with some noodles, you can do anything. It's very...
Yum. You can stir fry it. No, that wouldn't work.
Very simple. You can use it as a base for a stir fry as well.
Okay, cool. So let's plate, because I want to see how that gets done.
Let's get this going and...
Or they're not ready to do that?
No, they're ready to go.
You seem very nervous about that. I'm sorry, Gerry.
No, they're very much ready.
Okay, good. I'll hold this up here for you.
I don't want to make a mess.
I want to help you here.
That would be great.
Good support. Oh, there we go. There comes the chef again. It has to be laid out perfectly. Yet you use your... I love you. You're so cool.
Fingers are the way to go. Much easier.
I'm actually very interested to see. I know a lot of you are thinking it at home. I know you are. Will Bonnie and Jeannie pick these up with their fingers and eat them before the end of the show? We'll have to wait and see. The plot thickens. Like our sticky stuff thickens.
Let's get those.
Oh, that looks so delicious. And it smells amazing. That soya smells so delicious. Cool, some more sesame. Can I sprinkle some of these on?
Yeah, you can sprinkle a few more of those.
Whoops. Okay, don't forget, one more time, South Africa, if you haven't forgotten, website afternoonexpress.co.za is where you guys can download all of these recipes. We're going to get this ready. In the meantime, you take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with loads more action as we speak about women empowerment in our country.
Blended with caramel syrup, Salati Muscovado is delicious in brownies, gingerbread, fruitcake, and sprinkled over porridge. Salati, always good, always sweet.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, joining us now is the Woman of the Future Rising Star for 2015 award winner, Amy De Castro. He was the owner of Bamboo Revolution, a producer of unique bamboo and leather wristwatches. Amy, welcome to the loft.
Thank you.
Now, I'm so proud of you and I'm so pleased that you've won this Rising Star award because I met you a couple of years ago and really, you certainly are a rising star. I mean, I think you started your business in university. It was your school project.
Yes, it was.
And then how did it develop into a successful business as it is today?
Well, in 2012, you're quite correct, I was studying a postgraduate in entrepreneurship at UCT, and this was our project. There were 6 of us originally, and when the year came to an end, 4 of us decided to continue, and within the first couple of months, I brought my 3 partners out to pursue the vision that I had for the business. So that's how we started, and can't believe it's almost 3 years later, how quickly and how crazy it's been. What a crazy ride.
Amazing. Entrepreneurship isn't easy, though. It is quite a journey. What is it about your business that you think was recognised for this award?
I certainly think the way we started, the story of how we started and how quickly we grew. So within the first 6 months, we were exporting, and I think a lot came down to the product. The product spoke for itself. We had people contacting us from all corners of the world. And yeah, we turned our first million in our first year, and we've grown since. And I think what I really focus on is not just selling a wristwatch, but really creating a brand and a story that people can follow and be inspired by.
Of course. And bamboo is all the rage at the moment, and your watches are magnificent. Tell us about your range. Let's have a look what you've got.
So this is our original natural range. It's a very simplistic bamboo face. We wanted to take an everyday functional object and redesign it in a more sustainable way. So we didn't come up with a completely new concept. It's a watch. We wanted to keep it as simplistic and neutral and unisex as possible, which is why there's no clear branding.
Yeah.
And the bamboo speaks for itself. It's a neutral, such a versatile, strong material.
Yeah.
And it's taken us 3 years to get to the product to this point. We knew nothing about wristwatch making in the beginning. So although it doesn't look visibly different by too much, it has been a long process and we've innovated the product to this point.
Gerry, I mean, just speaking to these 2 incredible women, I can completely see why you got involved with this initiative. What is it about y2mate and Amy that, for you, decided that they were clear winners?
Well, when it came to y2mate, what impacted us, 2 things impacted. A, she was penetrating the health market. She was clearly taking the decision that there was a need in our society for more access to healthcare. That was the one thing. But the other was that y2mate had a personal challenge. She had, in fact, drowned and almost died, ended up 6 weeks in intensive care, came out, and this was early in her new business, and she kept going. And that spirit, that tenacity really impacted us. It meant that it didn't matter what happened, she was going to stand the test of time. It really did impact not just us, but the audience as well. When it came to Amy, and you look at this product, the innovation around it, you heard it. I know nothing about watches and how they're made, but I know that there's a possibility of exporting this business. Then we had to consider Amy's age, her turnover, and her staying power, and I think that this is a beautiful product. I think that it's going to be on the market for a long time, and we wanted to celebrate that.
Yeah, well, ladies, congratulations. And I mean, I think it is such a feat, especially because you did, you know, go through a near-death experience, essentially. That's really what separates entrepreneurs with people who aren't able to succeed. Is the women that stay in power to just the women from the children. Ladies, let's go and separate the women from the children with a plate of ribs.
Well, I've been waiting to get over there for...
It looks absolutely delicious. We're going to be serving this up in the next few minutes or so, but don't forget to enter our Go Green competition. Basically, all you have to do is to get the question right, is SMS your keyword and your answer. So the question for this week is, which of the following waste can be recycled into useful products? Is it A, medical waste, B, glass, or C, chewing gum? SMS the keyword Go Green, your name, city, and answer A, B, or C to 33728. It's very, very simple. So, ladies, you're welcome to tuck in. Ribs are a finger food. I said I dare you guys to see who would do it first, because beautiful women, very sophisticated, this will separate you from the crowd.
Wow.
But you, South Africa, make sure to tune in tomorrow on Afternoon Express. In the first 15 minutes, we chat to veteran South African actress y2mate. Charlie, I'm doing this today.
It does. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on. You are incredibly inspirational. Yes. Thank you so much. And all of this is looking absolutely incredible.
And more deliciousness with coconut tomorrow.
Thank
See you
so
same
much.
time, same place. Bye-bye. Happy eating.
Bye-bye. Happy eating.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we spend the afternoon with veteran South African actress y2mate, along with 7de-Laan's Bonita and her husband.
Another feel-good production.